I'm not sure anyone's told you, but as someone who's turning 30 in a few weeks, having a quarter-life crisis, especially about one's career, is a good thing. The fact that you're thinking about your life and your work and wondering, is it too small? Am I not thinking big enough? Am I capable of more? Means you're waking up. Because the truth is, if your career fits you perfectly between 25 and 27 than it did between 18 and 21, something is off. It means you're not evolving, and it means you're not asking yourself the right questions. But you didn't just stumble upon this video. The fact that you're here means you're asking yourself, or starting to ask yourself, the right questions. Because a lot of our early 20s is just simply exploring without the real need or urgency to find answers. And you're starting to realize that your life is not this checklist. It's actually about answering these questions that you haven't had a chance to ask yourself. And I'm going to tell you right now for free that the answer to the questions you're asking yourself, whether it's, am I on the right career path? Should I change jobs? Is it too late? Do I even like what I'm doing? Isn't a specific answer. It's clarity. Something happens in your mid to late 20s. It's not loud, it's not sudden, it's more steady. Kind of like the quiet hum of a ceiling light. You can't really unnotice it once you hear it. It's when you start to question whether the life and the career that you currently have is actually yours, or a version that you committed to before you had the full picture. And because work and your career is where you spend most of your time, energy, and identity, it's usually the first thing that starts to feel off. And listen, your career might look super polished. It pays well, it's stable, it has a fancy title, it's impressive, but then there's this flatness. Like the version of you who wanted all of this is no longer the version that's showing up every day. And that does not mean you're broken. It just means you're growing and that your career stopped growing with you. In your early 20s, aimlessness kind of feels acceptable. In fact, it starts to feel romantic in a way. You try things on for size, you experiment, you collect bullets for your resume and stories for the group chat. But then instead of wonder, this thing called curiosity kicks in. Wonder is the search without really an urgency or need for clear answers, where curiosity is in search of clear answers. It's when the question, what do I do, starts turning into, why am I doing it? You're starting to notice that being good at your job is not the same thing as being fulfilled. And suddenly your career is a mirror you can't ignore. And despite most people having a quarter-life crisis, not everyone's going to understand. They might think you're being ungrateful. They might say that you're being dramatic and that your career is fine. But fine is the most expensive lie you will buy into. Fine is how people talk themselves out of potential. Fine is the prequel to burnout. Fine is something someone tells you to keep you small. Fine is what you tell yourself because you're scared. That discomfort you're feeling? Yeah, that's intelligence. Your brain is starting to catch up to your ambition. You might be in a job that makes sense to everyone else but you. It might be law, it might be consulting, it might be finance, whatever it may be. It makes sense to everyone else. But then that job starts to feel like shoes that fit in theory, but then you start walking in them for long enough and then they start to hurt. You start noticing the difference between your skills and what you want, your values and what you're asked to do, and your version of success versus the life you're currently living. And that is why you're panicking. Everything looks good on paper, and that makes it difficult for you to justify why you're feeling empty. But on paper is not where you live. On paper is not where you feel seen or challenged or alive. Your career should sound good on paper, sure, but it better feel good in real life. But I'm gonna tell you a little secret and you better not forget it, okay? Fear is actually flattering. It means you care. It means the decisions you're making actually matter, because we do not fear things that do not matter. You do not fear things that do not matter to you. This is the age where our true strengths start to reveal themselves, not as bullet points, but as patterns, where you'll notice the types of conversations that energize you, the projects that don't drain you, the work that makes you lose track of time. You realize the things that you were praised for aren't things that you actually enjoy. I know a big shift for me is when I walk into a room of people, I care less about what they think, but I do care more about how I can make people feel. And that shift will make you so incredibly successful, no matter how you navigate this quarter-life crisis. That urgency you're feeling, that itch that this current career path isn't the final one, that is not you being ungrateful or scattered. That is your instincts doing their job. And don't get me wrong, you do not need to burn everything down tomorrow. I hope you don't do that. You owe it to yourself to stop pretending that staying still is safer than being honest. So consider your quarter life crisis when it comes to your career not the end of a road, but the start of an honest one. When will you stop telling yourself, I'm lucky to be here, to asking yourself, do I even want to be here? When will you stop playing small so others can be comfortable? Because I'm going to tell you right now, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, isn't going to make sense to anyone else. So yeah, your quarter life crisis about your career is good. It means you're not settling. It means you are about to do something, and I'm telling you, you are about to do something that finally feels yours. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not going to be easy. You might feel broke. You might feel behind. You might feel like no one understands you. Because choosing yourself in the career that you want will always be harder and worth more than choosing to perform for everyone else's expectations. Your career should challenge you, not confuse you. It should stretch you and not shrink you. It's more than okay to want something different right now. You're not late. You're just paying attention. If you do not prioritize your life and your ambitions, someone else will. I hope this validated you. It made you feel a little bit better and gave you a bit more hope. And to that I say, I wish you the utmost luck. And until then, I will see you next Tuesday.